few months ago I had a chance to visit a new country, Lebanon. The country which is perhaps now known for all the wrong reasons: economic collapse, instability and other problems. But don't let that discourage you from coming here. For such a small country, it packs a lot of interesting places to explore and activities to do. So let's begin. We start off with Beirut. The city has a very long history, stretching back around 5,000 years. The city itself was first settled by Phoenicians, as they were a maritime civilization, and due to Beirut's proximity to the sea, they used it as one of their main port cities. The city was subsequently part of many civilizations and empires, including the Greeks, Romans, Byzantine, Arabs, and Ottomans, with each leaving their own imprint on the city and the country. It's hard to travel more than 30 minutes in any direction in Lebanon without finding something historic or linked to the past. For example, this is a mall complex in downtown Beirut, but right next to it is a historic building, in this case a mosque. When I was in Beirut, I visited the beach promenade of Raouché and saw the Raouché Rock, or at least that's what the Lebanese call it. If you go to Google, the name that you will get is Pigeon Rock, not sure why it's called that way. Raouché has a nice promenade where local and tourists go for walks. Beirut itself is a city of contrast. You can find tall skyscrapers neighbored by ancient ruins or some sort of ancient column. I will now leave you with some footage of the Raouché Rock. Next, I visited Baalbek. From what I've read, the city has been inhabited for around 9,000 years. The main attraction in Baalbek is the Temple of Baalbek, which was built initially by Phoenicians for their god Baal. What is interesting is that although Phoenicians were a maritime civilization, that they built such a temple which was pretty far away from the sea. The temple and the city were subsequently conquered by Alexander the Great, renaming it Heliopolis, and from here on out the complex and the temple were used by different civilizations and empires who ruled over the area, including the Romans, the Byzantines, the Arab Muslims, and the Ottomans. Perhaps you can notice a recurring theme. A subject or a structure built by one empire is subsequently used by another empire, which adds to it. As you enter the Baalbek temple complex, on the west side you will see Temple of Bacchus, also known as Temple of the Sun, which was built by the Romans. Going back to the iconic columns you see now, this is what remains of the Temple of Jupiter. The Temple of Jupiter was built by the Romans also, and this was the biggest Jupiter temple in all the Roman Empire. At the base of the temple are three large stones, weighing each around 800 tons. Historians are still debating who or how these stones were put there. Going back to the stones, there is even a bigger stone known as the Stone of a Pregnant Woman. The Stone of a Pregnant Woman is located around 1 kilometer away from the main complex. The stone itself weighs around 1,000 tons, and recently there was another stone discovered under it. The function of these stones is unknown. They were probably left there because they weren't used in construction. And now to my favorite place in Lebanon, Byblos. This is one of the world's oldest cities, which has been continuously inhabited since 5000 BC. Byblos, just like Beirut, was founded by the Phoenicians, which they used as one of their main port cities. And just like Baalbek Temple and Beirut, it was subsequently conquered and built upon by other empires and civilizations, which came adopting and adding on what previous inhabitants had built. As a city, Byblos is a historical and architectural marvel. However, I'll be focusing on Byblos Citadel. It was built in the time of Crusaders, precisely in the 12th century, and was known as Castle of Gibelet. The entrance to the castle is spectacular, and as you enter, you'll be able to experience the full magnitude and history of the place. Inside the castle, there's a small museum with different artifacts from different time periods. After that, you can climb to the top of the castle, where the views become better and better. Looking back at this amazing footage, I'm extremely grateful and happy to have been able to have shot it. Moving outside the castle is essential to truly appreciate the beauty and magnitude of the place. Outside the castle are different ruins from different time periods, including some Egyptian temples, some Phoenician royal necropolis, and Roman amphitheater. This miniature Roman amphitheater can be seen at the top of the footage you are seeing now. Additionally, at the edge of the complex you can see a traditional Lebanese house with red brick roof on top. Unfortunately, I couldn't get much information about it. Despite the recent turmoil in Lebanon, there is much to see and enjoy, and I am really glad to have been able to visit.